Hello and welcome to Atheism versus Logic. And I want to talk to you about The Matrix. The Matrix, the movie that came out, I believe, in 1999, was such a great faith builder for me, and I believe so many other Christians, because what it does is it really shows that we are not in reality. It helps us picture that we are not in reality and what it looks like to walk by faith. And so you might say that faith is blind faith. It's not built on evidence. But of course, those of us who do have faith in Jesus, I can't speak for any other religions. I do believe there is a lot of blind faith, but it's built on evidence. And of course, this page I talk about, especially when I look at all the different parts of a prokaryotic cell, I'm like, man, it's obvious that we were created, that there is a creator, a super intelligent mind, I believe, outside of our universe that dwells in a higher dimension, but of course he can interact with this dimension. That's reality. So there's evidence for this reality beyond what we can sense with our five senses, right? And so to walk by faith is to walk by what I believe is more real. And so when Neo in the movie, he's defying the laws that are in the Matrix. He's just living by what is actually real, by the real world, because this is a simulation. And so the same thing could be said of Jesus. You've got God in the flesh, who is able to defy the physical laws, like walking on water. Isn't that crazy? Underneath his feet, a liquid became a solid, right? And so, man, the Matrix is such a faith builder. And so I just want to encourage you to think that, is this reality? Is this real? Is there something that my five senses can't sense? Is there something beyond that? Is there a reality beyond what my five senses know? I'm not saying this is a simulation, but I'm saying this is not all that there is. Now, of course, in the Matrix, you've got a three-dimensional simulation, and then the real world is a three-dimensional simulation. But I would say reality is different, that we can sense three dimensions, but there is something more. There is a more than three spatial dimensions. And of course, that's where God is. God is spirit. And if you look at the New Testament and the Bible and you replace spirit with hyperdimension or fourth spatial dimension, man, it really builds my faith to look at it that way. And as I study quantum physics, which the book that really helped me was a book called Hyperspace by Michio Kaku. It just really built my faith. As far as I know, he might be an agnostic. I don't think he's an atheist, but he might be an atheist. But just a great writer, great book, really built my faith. And so what bothers me is that I believe scientists, many of them are just stuck in this. They're stuck in five senses. Now, of course, observational science, things, the scientific method has to be done with the five senses. But what they need to be able to do is recognize that this can't be explained by just nature. When they look at the origin of life, when they look at abiogenesis, they should be able to look at these molecular machines and these amazing processes like protein synthesis. They should be able to look at DNA and be like, this could not have come about by natural processes. So what happens is they're stuck. They're stuck in these five senses, and they're just going to keep going until they can explain it by natural processes. And it doesn't exist. I mean, it's kind of like the emperor's new clothes, right? That you've got these guys who tricked an emperor, as the story goes, and saying that your clothes are amazing and they look invisible to some people, and then a kid cries out, he's not wearing any clothes. And so it's that way with science and on origins, that people like me, who I'm not a scientist, but I can look at it and be like, come on, look at these molecular machines, look at DNA, look at protein synthesis. There is no way these things came about by natural processes. And of course I get criticized for it, and I don't care. I mean, I'm not one to give in to peer pressure when I know that what I'm saying is true. So just be mindful of that, think about, is there more than what our five senses can sense, pick up? And then are scientists, some of them, stuck, that they won't allow themselves to step back and look and say, is this evidence for life outside of these three spatial dimensions? Is this evidence for a creator? And I believe looking at a living, I believe you should be able to look in a mirror and say that you were created. But definitely when you look at the different parts and functions of the simplest form of life on earth, you should say, wow, that there's no way that came about by natural processes over time. So may you not be stuck in your five senses. May you not be stuck in the three spatial dimensions that you can sense. May you take the red pill and not the blue pill, and may you see reality for what it is. So I recommend really being honest. Look at the science. Look at the parts of a prokaryotic cell. And then study quantum physics. And then read the New Testament. But read the New Testament and look at the word spirit and think of the next spatial dimension, the fourth spatial dimension. All right. And that really helped me. So hope that helps you. And man, I'm here to just help set people free, because I'm free, because this is not all that there is. There is more, and the more excites me. And the promises in the New Testament excites me. And the last 3 chapters of the New Testament really excites me. So may you join me in joining Christ. Thank you.